Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So in the previous videos, we have already completed 1D motion and 2D motion, relative velocity, all the PYQs and projectile motion, horizontal projectile, vertical projectile, and now from the today we are going to start our new chapter, that is Newton's law of motion. And from the today's we are going to solve all the PYQs of a Newton's law of motion, right? And today's lecture, we are going to solve all the PYQs of a NEET physics examination from 1988 to 1995. Right? Right? You have already seen my other videos. If you have any doubts regarding in these videos, you can ask them. And you also comment in the videos lectures. And if you have any doubts regarding that, we can discuss it. Right? So from the today's, we are going to start our new chapter. PYQs of a Newton's law of motion, right? So this question this question from the 1998 NEET physics examination. This question saying that starting from the rest, a body slides down a 45-degree inclined plane in twice the time it takes to slide down the same distance in the absence of friction force. So what this question saying that कि suppose there is a body. In the similar way, there is another body. This is smooth and this is rough. So time taken for rough surface is two times the time taken on a smooth surface. And we know that in the kinematics we have already studied that time is equal to 2L by A, right? This thing you already know. So here you see that in a smooth surface acceleration is what? In an inclined plane, G sine theta. This is also theta. This is also theta. And for rough surface, if the body coming downwards, so what is their acceleration? Acceleration is G sine theta minus mu k cos theta, right? So can I write these equation here? See this. This is 2L y G sine theta minus mu k cos theta, right? And this is 2 times 2L y acceleration is G sine theta. So what I do squaring on, and in this question we have to find the coefficient of friction between the bodies and the inclined plane. Means we have to find the value of coefficient kinetic friction value, right? So squaring on both sides, we get 2L upon G sine theta minus mu k cos theta, that is equal to 4 times 2L by G sine theta. So here you see this. Can I cancel this 2L G G? So what the things left? Only left here is 1 by sine theta minus mu k cos theta, that is equal to 4 times sine theta. So I do cross multiplication. So here coming sine theta is equal to 4 times sine theta minus 4 times mu k cos theta. So if this sine theta come that side and this go this side, so this become 4 mu k cos theta, that is equal to 3 sine theta. So here you see that is mu k is equal to 3 by 4 tan theta. And here in this question they are saying that theta is how much? This theta is, they are saying 45 degree. So 45 degree, you know, tan 45 degree is equal to 1. So that is mu k comes out to be 3 by 4, and 3 by 4 means 0.75. 0.75. Right? So shall I proceed for a next question? Okay. So our next question from 1989. And this question, what this question saying that a body of mass 5 kg explodes at rest into 3 fragments. Means what this question saying that initially you have a this body, right, that has a mass 5 kg. They explodes into 3 parts. They explode into 3 parts. They explode into 3 parts. Right? And it is like this situation. So, and two bodies of 5 kg at rest into 3 fragments, explodes into 3 fragments with the masses in the ratio 1:1:3. The fragments with the equal masses fly in mutually perpendicular direction. Means suppose these body has a mass m. So they have given ratio of the mass. So m1 I say m, m2 I say m, and m3 I say 3m. And they explodes like this and move mutually perpendicular, right? So their resultant coming like this, right? And what they are saying that the fragments with the equal masses fly in mutually perpendicular direction with the speed of 21 meter per second. Means they have the velocity 21 meter per second. They has also velocity 21 meter per second. So in mutually perpendicular direction, you know, this is net resultant under root p1 square, that is p square plus p2 square. So net resultant, you know, we can find this as under root m1 v1 m1 v1, just 1 minute, m1 both has the same masses. So can I write, I take m outside, so here 21 square plus 21 square. So this comes out to be 21 root 2 m, and that has and you know that is m dash. I say m dash. The resultant is comes out to be 20 root 2 m. 20 root 2 m. 20 root 2 meter m kg meter per second, right? And this you see, this resultant and this mass both are moving opposite direction, so that the net momentum remains conserved, right? So this I say this is 3m, that has a velocity v3. So 3m into v3, that is equal to resultant of this 21 root 2 m into m, right? So can I cancel m say m? So this v3 comes out to be 21 root 2 by 3. So this v3 comes out to be 7 root 2 meter per second. Any of them answer is given? Option first is correct. Option first is correct. So option first is correct. Now I proceed for a next question. I think you are able to understand this. A 600 kg rocket is set for a vertical firing if the exhaust speed is 1000. Means first thing, write down what they have given. A rocket that has a mass of 600 kg is set for a vertical firing. It is like this situation. they are firing vertically upwards. If the exhaust speed is 1000 meter per second, the mass of the gas ejected per second to supply the thrust needed to overcome the weight of the body. Means what they're saying, that force is equal to dpy by dt. So you know force is equal to dp by dt mv. And this here one thing is, you notice a 600 kg rocket is set for a vertical firing. If the exhaust speed is, the speed is remains constant. If speed is constant, means this speed is comes out from this, and this is dm by dt, right? And the mass of the gas ejected per second to the supply the thrust needed to overcome the weight of the weight is, means this asking dm by dt, right? dm by dt they are asking, right? And force, that is mg force acting downward, mg divided by v. M is 600 into 10 divided by 1000. So 2 1 2 1. So dm by dt is basically comes out to be, dm by dt is comes out to be 6 kg per second. 6 kg per second, right? So which option is, option C is correct, right? So shall I proceed for a next question? Okay. A particle of mass m is moving with the uniform velocity v1. It is given an impulse such that its velocity become v2. Then the impulse is, देखो first thing I say that force, you know, that is dpy by dt. If I say that dp is equal to force into dt, and basically you know impulse is basically, impulse I denoted by a is basically force into a small time interval. So here you see this is our impulse. Impulse is basically change in momentum. So impulse, can I write p final minus p initial. So impulse, can I write here m v minus u. Now in this question what they are saying, that a particle of mass m moving with the uniform velocity v1, it is given impulse such that its velocity become v2, means initial velocity is v1 and final velocity become v2. Final is v2, initial is v1. So this is our impulse. So impulse is equal to m v2 minus v1. So which option? Option D is correct. Option D is correct, right? So I proceed for a next question. When the milk is churned, cream gets separated due to, देखो, when there is a milk, this is, so there is a milk is there. When you rotate this, right, when cream get separated out here, you see this cream is get to be separated out due to which force? Centrifugal force. Centripetal force acting towards the center, frictional force opposing the motion, gravitational force is not. So only force acting is outward is centrifugal force, right? So option P is correct. This is basic question. So now I proceed for our next question. A monkey is descending from the branch of a tree with the constant acceleration. So it is situation like this. There is a, I assume like this, don't like use this. There's a monkey is descending from the branch of a tree. They are coming downwards. So you see this is mg force acting downwards and tension force acting upwards, and they are coming downwards with an acceleration, right? And then after that, if the braking strength is 75% of the weight of the monkey, means they are saying that tension is equal to 75%, means 3 by 4 of the weight, means 3 by 4 of the mg, right? And then after that, then the minimum acceleration with which the monkey can slide without branch, means they are asking acceleration value. So just write equation of motion. F net is equal to mass into acceleration. So they are coming downward. So mg minus t is equal to mass into acceleration, right? So mg minus t is t, m t they have given 3 by 4 of 3 by 4 of mg, that is equal to ma. So this comes out to be, if you take the LCM, mg by 4, that is equal to mass into acceleration. So here acceleration is comes out to be g by 4. Acceleration is comes out to be g by 4, right? So which option is correct? Option C. Option C is correct. Now I proceed for a next question. Physical independency of a force is a consequence of Newton's first law of motion. Newton's first law of motion, right? Now our next question. Consider a car moving along a straight horizontal road with the speed of 72 km per hour. It is like this situation. A car is moving with the speed of 72 kilometers. So first you convert this in meter per second. 72, that you multiply by 5 by 18. So this comes out to be, means these are moving with 20 meter per second. If the coefficient of static friction between the tires and the road is 0.5, means they have given mu k value, that is 1 by 2, right? And the shortest distance in which the car can be stopped is, so they are asking how much, after how much distance this body is going to be stopped, right? You know v square is equal to u square plus 2as, right? So due to friction their final velocity become 0. Initial speed plus 2 times acceleration into s. So we have to find s. So that is minus u square upon 2a. And this negative sign showing that there is some opposing force acting, that is friction. Due to friction force this negative sign is coming. And you know in friction force acceleration is equal to mu k into g. Due to friction force acceleration is minus mu k into g for a horizontal surface, right? So can I write here minus u square upon 2 times minus mu k into g. So this is u square upon 2 mu k into g. So here initial velocity they have given 20 square divided by 2 times mu k is 1 by 2, g they have given 10, or otherwise we have to take 9.8, 10. So this comes out to be 20 into 20, 400 divided by 10. So s comes out to be 40 meter. S comes out to be 40 meter. So which option? Option B is correct. Option B is correct, right? So I proceed for our next question. You are able to understand all this question. I hope if you have any doubt, this question we have already done. I think by mistake this question come. A block has been placed on an inclined plane with the slope angle theta. Both slides down the plane at a constant speed. The coefficient of kinetic friction is. देखो, there is a inclined plane. This angle is theta. So acceleration is equal to g sine theta minus mu k cos theta. This is for downward acceleration. And if acceleration is upward, so this formula becomes g sine theta plus mu k cos theta. So here what they are saying that a block has been placed in an inclined plane with the slope angle theta. Block slides down at a constant speed. Means speed is constant. Means acceleration is 0 and they are coming downward. So we have to use this formula. So acceleration down is equal to g sine theta minus mu k cos theta. So here I put acceleration 0, that is g. G also become g, this term 0. So g 0 or otherwise this term 0. So definitely g becomes 0. So sin theta minus mu k cos theta. So this comes out to be sin theta is equal to mu k cos theta. So this comes out to be tan theta is equal to mu k. Getting my point? So this is not a difficult question. So which option? Option D is correct. Now proceed for a next question. We are doing very easily with all the question, and all the question are easy, not difficult. In a rocket, fuels burns at a rate of 1 kg per meter per second. Means dm by dt they have given 1 kg per second. This fuel is ejected from the rocket with the velocity. Means they have given velocity also 60 kilometer. Kilometer you convert in meter per second. 60 meter per second. This exerts a force on the rocket is equal to force. How much force they are exerting? So force is equal to V dm by dt. So velocity they have given 6 into 10 ki power 4 and dm by dt they have given 1 kg. So this comes out to be 60,000 Newton force they are exerted on the rocket. Right? So which option? Option B is correct. So I proceed for a next question. This is our okay. So we have completed 8 years PYQ question. So I don't make bigger video. I try to make a smaller video so that you don't feel boring and your all the PYQs are easily completed. So till now we have completed 1994 and 1995 no question come. In the next video we are going to solve from the 1995 to 2000 or 2005. Okay, I try to make 20 to 25 minutes videos so that you completed your revision 10 to 15 minutes and you don't feel boring in these my lectures. If you have any doubts coming in my lectures, you can comment and you can ask any of the doubts in the comments box also, or otherwise you can also join my YouTube channel and please like and subscribe my YouTube channel so that I get motivation and I make more videos for you, and all of my energy I put for you and all are free of cost. I don't want any free of money for it from your side. I just wanted your preparation going very well. Thank you so much. We will meet in the next video. Hope you are doing very well. Best of luck. बजाते रहो.